Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Welcome back, everybody. It is official. Cody Bellinger has been traded to the New York Yankees. The return going back for Cody Bellinger is kind of light, in my opinion. Cody Poteet, we just swapped Codys, it seems like. But, yeah. Pretty big move for the Yankees, all things considered. They need an outfielder. They need a first baseman. Cody Bellinger can do both of those things exceptionally well. We're going to take a look at his StatCast and his regular numbers this year. Obviously, the batting run value and the base running value, both well above average, slightly above average in fielding run value. He's a guy who squares up the ball a lot. He's taken more of a two-strike approach in recent years, and that's led to a lot more contact. With two strikes, he's been known to fight pitches off to left field and, to kind of take what the pitcher gives him. Over the last 3 seasons, the numbers tell kind of a strange story. In 2022, with the Dodgers, had a bad year. 210, 19 home runs, and just 14 stolen bases. Had a bounce-back year in 2023 with the Cubs, 307, 26 home runs. And then last year, 266, 18 home runs. Now, he has had a few injuries in his career. Let's take a look at his health by years. Back in 2020, he had shoulder surgery. He dislocated his shoulder during the celebration on the field. In 2021, he had a left fibula fracture. That was from a collision in 2021. Left rib fracture, also from an outfield collision. In 2023, he had a knee contusion from running into a wall. And then 2024, left middle finger fracture. He was hit by a pitch. So, if he can stop getting hit by stuff and running into things, he could be a pretty good ball player. I think he's going to fit nicely with this Yankees team. I'm excited. This is a deal that felt like a fait accompli for the past several weeks. Cody Bellinger is a guy that is an obvious need because he's left-handed. He makes contact. He's still relatively young. He's a good athlete. This is something the Yankees have needed in recent years. We saw it in the World Series, a lot of defensive miscues. The base running this year has been a problem. I tweeted a couple of weeks ago that Cody Bellinger to the Yankees was absolutely going to happen, and it finally has. The only question is going to be whether he plays first base or whether he plays the outfield. Now, there was a report earlier this morning that the Yankees had begun, given the stalemate in recent days with the Cubs, talking to first baseman. They had pivoted away from Cody Bellinger. Maybe this scared the Cubs into action, into pulling the trigger. But the Yankees had apparently had conversations with Christian Walker again and with Pete Alonso coming from the Mets. All of these are interesting names, but again, right-handed bats. Cody Bellinger, somebody who provides a much-needed left-handed bat. The Yankees obviously lost a big left-handed bat in Soto. You can't replace Soto, but you can add more quality left-handed bats to the lineup. We've talked a lot about how we expect Jason Dominguez, who's a switch hitter and who's better from the left side of the plate, to take leaps and bounds this year, perhaps be one of those rookie-of-the-year type candidates. I think he's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs, and I think he's going to steal 30 bases. The question is, will he hit better than 250 or so? We'll see. How will the defense play out? We'll see there, too. If Cody Bellinger plays center field, you can expect Dominguez to slide over to left field, where he's basically replacing Alex Verdugo. Now, if Cody Bellinger plays first base, he's essentially replacing Anthony Rizzo, and Dominguez remains in center field, and that opens up left field for possibly somebody like an Anthony Santander, who has been linked with the Yankees in recent days. Hits from both sides of the plate, had 44 home runs last year. Not as good from the right side of the plate, but someone brought it to my attention on Twitter the other day that, Mount Baltimore is very, very tough on right-handed hitters, and I hadn't considered that. But I like this move for Cody Bellinger. We got some comments flowing in. Mike to AC Merch says, left-handed contact hitter, what we have said for years. Absolutely. Balaji Rao says, need one more power bat. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. I think we need to replace some of those home runs. And I think his power numbers will go up. He only had 18 home runs this year. I think he's going to be closer to the 26 number that he had the previous year, just because he's going to pick up a few in Yankee Stadium. Now, if you go through and look at some of his highlights, you'll see that he's still got the ability to drive the baseball way out of the ballpark. I saw him turn on some 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and hit them 20 rows deep. All he's got to do is catch some more pitches out front like Juan Soto did. Obviously, we're not comparing him to Soto. Soto's a much better hitter. But catch some more pitches out front, and maybe you'll pull a few more balls into the seats at Yankee Stadium. Once again, if you're just joining, and I see we have over 1,000 in the chat now, Cody Bellinger, acquired from the Chicago Cubs, 29 years old, 6'4", 203 pounds, came up with the Dodgers, former MVP, has won a World Series. Really good defender at two spots, can still run, very athletic. His dad, Clay Bellinger, used to play for the Yankees. As you can see from the splits, he doesn't drive the ball down the left field line with power. He's mostly a pull hitter from the left side. He can take it out towards left center on certain pitches, and he has power, but honestly, some of these might not quite make it at Yankee Stadium. But you see the power in the air to right field. He will do some damage in the Bronx. And then this is what you like to see, just a spray arc around the field. He can take the ball line to line. So as commenters are mentioning, this is a quality pickup for a team that needs left-handed contact. Jackson Levine says, let's go. Let's go. I agree. Brawl Toxic says, we got him for a bag of chips. A bag of chips that cost $57 million, because that's how much Cody Bellinger could be owed. Now, he does have an opt-out after this season. If he has a good year, I would expect him to use it and to hit free agency at age 30. But look, the Yankees are in a position since Juan Soto left that you had to take some risk. And this is obviously a risk. You hope that he has a good season, even if it means he'll opt out. Maybe, the Yankees will extend him if he has a good year. He's certainly not going to be as expensive as Juan Soto or, possibly Kyle Tucker, although I do think the Yankees are going to be extremely aggressive towards Kyle Tucker next winter if he's not extended by the Cubs, and he won't be. You're not seeing what some of these guys are getting paid. Next year, you're going to have an interesting free agent class with Tucker and with Vladdy Jr., both out there on the market. So looking forward to that. Not So Family Fun Vision says, Nightingale said Belly was told he'll play center field. Okay, if that's true, that means that Dominguez is your left fielder. That means the Yankees still have an opening at first base. Now it would be interesting to see if they continue to spend, and I'm sorry, my watch is beeping. I got to go ahead and put this on mute real quick. But, if he's playing center field, Dominguez is going to be in left. That means the Yankees have an option to either go with an internal bat at first base, somebody like a Ben Rice, or you could still go out and shop for a first baseman. Now, of the available first basemen on the market, you got Christian Walker, you got Pete Alonso. I would much rather they went out and traded for somebody like a Nathan Lau from Texas. Now, that's not going to be an easy get. He's a good player. He helped them win a World Series, but he's another contact left-handed bat. I think we need to get away from thinking home run, home run, home run all the time. I think we need to, revert to one of these teams that can put the ball in play, that can do some things on the bases, that can avoid strikeouts. Lefties in Yankee Stadium will naturally hit for more power. They don't have to be power hitters because it's built to cater to lefties. That's why you saw guys like Tino Martinez and Paul O'Neill. Their numbers went up when they came to the Yankees, right? Because the porch allowed them to do that without having to sacrifice the ability to hit the ball the other way and find the gap, right? Now, if you just catch one out front and hit a routine fly, a lot of times it goes into that short porch. So I don't think you necessarily need to go after a power position. Or after a power bat if you're acquiring a lefty. I would much rather have a quality hitter, right? This is a guy that I've been advocating for. I'll just take a look at Nathaniel Lowe real quick, and we'll take a look at his StatCast. See, he's a guy who also hits the ball line to line. He's also got power line to line, including to dead center field. He had 27 home runs and hit 302 a few years ago. This year, 265, 16 home runs. I think you bat him in front of Aaron Judge. I think he's back up around 280 with maybe, 20, 25 home runs. And that's a really good first baseman. Again, he's going to be 29, or he is 29. He'll be playing next year at age 30, I believe. His range at first base is really good. You don't care about the arm strength really at first base. Sprint speed, he's not, a speed demon, but he gets on base. His walk percentage is very high. I think this is somebody the Yankees should take a good, solid look at. Now, there's also Pete Alonso out there. Let's take a look at Pete Alonso because he's causing a lot of waves on social media today. Obviously, with Pete Alonso, you get the power bat, but look at the base running and the fielding. Another guy who's not athletic. He's mostly just a power bat. He does have great bat speed. He's a great guy, like a great clubhouse guy, very friendly with the media, things like that. And he's consistent. You give him 600 at bats or plate appearances, he's going to hit 35 to 40 home runs. He had back-to-back 40 home runs. He hit 34 this year. In 2023, though, he hit just 217. And then this year, 240. So been a little inconsistent with the batting average. I would much rather have a contact hitter who has a little bit of power potential than a guy who sells out for power. So I like this first move of Cody Bellinger. I think the Yankees need to continue to plug in offense. I think the pitching looks really good right now. Max Fried was a good pickup. He's going to have his press conference tomorrow. There was all these people worrying about the physical, and oh my God, the physical. Physical's going to be fine. He is going to be introduced tomorrow. And then Devin Williams was a solid pickup. He's had, obviously, his back issues, but good luck finding an elite player who hasn't had something, right? I mean, when you push the limits of the human body, right, performance-wise, things break. And obviously, he had a back issue, but he bounced back nicely from it this year. He did serve up the big home run to Alonso in the playoffs. I understand that. But even Mariano Rivera was felled in the playoffs a couple of times. So, hey, all things considered, the Yankees have been very aggressive in their plan B following up from Juan Soto. So the breaking news, Cody Bellinger, once again to the Yankees. Let's take some comments here. Ouroboros says 18 home runs was more than Rizzo had. Now, if you look at all the home runs that the Yankees got out of first base, they also had, I believe, 7 or 8 home runs from Ben Rice. So you combine those two, it's basically, 15, 16 probably. I think they probably had a couple from other guys. I know Oswaldo Cabrera played over there once or twice. DJ LeMahieu played first base a few times. But anyway, John Wick takes a break from taking out assassins to say, get Christian Walker. We can take a look at Christian Walker's stats here. He's another guy who looks really good on the StatCast front. I'll pull up his page. But again, aging, 33 years old this year, going to be 34 next year. Average, again, is not amazing, 251. He's a 250 career hitter. It's about what he's going to hit most years when he's healthy. And again, as you age, you lose bat speed and your stats go down a little bit. We saw that with LeMahieu. We've seen that with Rizzo. We've seen guys like Paul Goldschmidt, who were elite hitters, fall off in recent years. As velocity continues to climb, the reaction time as you get older continues to, have exponentially more difficult times with that. So that's why guys fall off quickly. I think Christian Walker is a fantastic player, but I'm a little worried that he could fall off quickly, especially since he's asking for a 4-year deal. To me, a 4-year deal is a hard pass. I would rather go out and trade for somebody, maybe give up a prospect to get Nathan Lau, or even go with a Ben Rice. But the Yankees do have some options. They need to fill the second base position as well because they traded Caleb Durbin as part of the deal for Devin Williams. There had been some talk about Caleb basically being the favorite to enter spring training as the opening day second baseman. Obviously, not with the Yankees. So, does that open the door for Gleyber Torres? I don't think so. I don't think the Yankees want to go back down that path. Will they go out and get, somebody who's a little more experienced? I saw Ozzie Albies' name brought up yesterday. I don't think that the Braves are like dead set on trading him. I don't think that they're like looking to trade him, but they have a really good second base prospect, apparently. Could that be someplace where, Alex Anthopoulos gets a little creative? Maybe he wants, some of the Yankees' young pitching or something like that. So, we'll see how it shakes out. But the offseason continues to get interesting. I don't expect a lot more moves before Christmas. Usually teams will take Christmas week and not really do a lot. Maybe something else this week or this weekend, and then hopefully after the new year, the Yankees continue to work. Here for the meme says, does this mean we're out on Walker? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. However, I do think it could mean that the Yankees try to get a little bit more salary relief if they try and pick up Walker. I could see him even moving somebody like a Marcus Stroman who's offered some significant money. I could see him trying to move, even part of like DJ LeMahieu's contract. Like, give us a few $1,000,000, we'll dump him on you. Something like that. Again, I don't know anybody would even be interested in that. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But the Yankees are going to have to get creative if they want to. Maybe if you attach a prospect or something, they're going to try and unload some salary if they want to make some more moves. Because, the addition of $27 million for Bellinger, I'm not sure exactly how much Devin Williams is making. I think it's like $8 or $9 million. And then Max Fried's about $27 million. So right there, I mean, you're already over $60 million added to the payroll. Coming into the offseason, I thought the Yankees might have 70 or 75 million to spend. So they don't have a ton left from my original budget that I was looking at, but I don't have access to their internal budgets. The budgets may have changed since they lost Juan Soto, right? They might have taken that as such a brand hit that they're like, well, we got to spend to get back to, the World Series and make sure that we take advantage of this window of Judge and Cole and try and win a championship here. Dan Conforti says, do you think we could get Mike Trout on the dirt cheap?
Don't smoke crack.
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't want Mike Trout at this point. Mike Trout is a guaranteed 2 or 3 months on the injured list every single year. And he's not the player that he once was. He's still pretty good. He was off to a good start last year, but then he breaks down. I think he tore both meniscuses last year, and he's an icon in Anaheim. The Angels have had opportunities to trade him for years, and they haven't done it. If he goes anywhere, I would expect it to be someplace like Philadelphia at the end of his career because he lives out that way. But I don't think that that's going to happen. Jack Luminous says Juan Soto eats bad sushi in Queens. I'm not familiar with the sushi in Queens because I don't eat sushi myself. I like my fish to be cooked. I like it to be cooked. Dom D says, spend the money. The fans sure are.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
So, all right, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about this move. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this move. And if you have any thoughts on first base, Jeffrey R. says, what about Josh Naylor? He's somebody that's been brought up. He's another guy who has been in the playoffs a lot. He's played with the Guardians. He's a good contact bat. He's got some power. He's not a big-time power bat, but let's take a look at his numbers. He obviously scares the heck out of me whenever the Yankees play him because he seems to get big hits, although I don't recall him doing much in the postseason this year. Batting run value slightly above average, another poor base runner. Fielding run value above average. Look at the left-handed power. That would play well at Yankee Stadium. He's a guy who finds the right field line, finds the left field line, finds the left field gap. He can drive the ball the other way. 31 home runs. That's more than I thought he had. I remember the 17 from last year, and I remember him being about a 20 home run guy from the previous year. So I'm surprised to see 31 home runs there. 243 average, but he did hit 308 last year, so he is capable of hitting for contact. He's gained a lot of weight in recent years. Just from what I've seen, he's really packed on the LBs. So, I mean, I'm not trying to body shame or anything, but a professional athlete who's 27 years old, you'd expect him to be in a little bit better physical condition. So that worries me a little bit. But over 2,000 watching on YouTube. Reminder to like and subscribe. We are here after every single game. This is and has been YouTube's #1 MLB postgame show for quite some time. We are part of the Foul Territory Network, as you see in the lower left there. This is Pinstripe Territory. I'm your host, Derek Lewandowski. We'll be back whenever news breaks, and you can find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Just go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, subscribe on this channel, leave a comment, and also we have a voicemail that we do all the time, 718-899-1068. During the season, we do voicemail shows multiple times weekly. So go ahead, call in, get involved. Be a part of the community. We are trying to get to 50,000. So let's roll. Once again, welcome to the New York Yankees, Cody Bellinger. Ronnie Rivera with the final question says, Cabrera to second base. What do you think? I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd much rather go with Peraza. I think Cabrera works better as a guy who moves all over the field, right? Can play some first, can play some third, can play some left if you need it, can play some second. But I'm okay with giving Peraza a shot over there at second base, 100%. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Once again, Cody Bellinger, a Yankee. I'm stoked about it. We'll see you next time.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.